I experience any this internet and connection any problem. Wool, hairs, any of animals any that we can eat, it is considered to be pure. So animals any that we cannot eat, yani their fur any is najis. And if, for example, a lot of people ask any about the fur of cats, is the fur any of cats any najis? So we have to look any is animals any like cats, is it permissible for us any to consume? Ina'iha idha sarat khallan binafsiha. Yani liquor together yani with the barrel. Together yani with the barrel or the container. Idha sarat khallan binafsiha, when it becomes any vinegar. I think the last time I mentioned that if you put the juice in your fruits, the process of fermentation initially any uses juices in your fruits, transforms any to vinegar. The container also any is pure. This is what basically the author any is saying. That's why he say al khamru ma'a ina'iha. Al khamru ma'a ina'iha. Yani al ina meaning any is container, like barrel and all these things, containers that is used any for fermentation. So it also any becomes any pure. It also any becomes pure. But the condition is it must become any vinegar. This one he say is sarat khallan binafsiha. If it becomes any vinegar by that any process, unless any is something else and is added and it doesn't become any vinegar, then it still any carries any duguling any of a filth. Wal jildul mutanajjis, yani number 2, any of your substance due to the process any of tannery. So in Arabic and we call it ad-dabr. And if you see that, you say bid-dabri, dal ba-rin, zahiruhu wa batinuhu, yani the outer and the inner part any of the skin, the outer and the inner part of the skin. So last time what they used to do is that they put the animal skin in like a big basin, and then they put water, and then they put these droppings of the pigeons, they call it any zarqutayr, and some other things and that they mix. Until today, for example, in Morocco, in Fez, there are still such old tannery factories around. But nowadays, of course, they have all these machines to speed up this process of tannery. So basically, the process of tannery removes the filth and the particles and the odors and so on. And then after that, it is let to dry. So the outer and the inner must be cleansed. Wa masara hayawanan, the dog and the swine. Taib. So altogether we have 3 things. Let us repeat this again. Number 1, what do you have? Number 1 is liquor that transform into vinegar, the living creatures. So these are basically the 3 types of filth that becomes pure. It follows the filth of the dog. The mixture, and we pour at the place anywhere we touch the filth. But before that, we have to remove the filth using something like a tissue, for example. Remove the essence. So the traces are still there. So we wash one time with soil that is mixed with water, and then 6 times with pure water. And the condition of the soil, it must be a pure soil, and it is not a soil that is mixed with anything else or mixed with filth. So if you wash it 7 times, then what you call it, the filth is being removed. Wal afdal an yakuna fil ula, the best is to wash the part with the soil in the first wash. In the first we use the water that mixed with the soil, and then what you call it, if not, we use